is again a white guy who has a conversion experience, eventually becoming a traitor to his people. The story this time is set in the future and not the past, so both movies take us comfortably out of the present to reimagine white possibilities. Jake Sully is a disabled Marine veteran who is recruited by a promise of a cure for his disability to a new mission at an outpost where an indigenous people, the Na'vi, are standing in the way of an aggressive quest for resources. The evil community is this time no longer purely white, but multiracial, since I think an all-white representation would not make the movie a realistic representation of the future. And while it is not completely male-dominated, there's no indication that this is a society that has achieved real racial or gender equality. The principal leaders are white and male, and they act with impunity, despite opposition from white women and people of color. So Sully is able to achieve a literal kind of double consciousness through a science fiction device of avatar existence in which he can escape the limits of his paraplegic body and experience life as an able-bodied Na'vi, or at least as himself in Na'vi form. As he moves back and forth between his white and his new blue identity, because the Na'vi are blue, Sully seems at first to retain a white subjectivity with only a change of bodily form. But by the end, it's become clear that Sully wants to shed his white identity entirely and to become one of them. The interstellar imperialists from Earth that Sully works for are referred to as sky people by the Na'vi. As an avatar, Sully must learn to navigate between two sets of names and titles and terms, as well as two ways of interacting with others and of inhabiting a planet. Watching Sully navigate his bipolar world must resonate with whites sitting in the audience, I would suggest, who are beginning to realize that theirs is not the only language, philosophy, morality, or aesthetics around, and further, that theirs may not be the best in all respects, even if it has the superficial superiority of instrumental domination over an environment. Importantly, the white male protagonist in Avatar, just as in Dances with Wolves, must accept the position of novice student to the non-white culture, requiring him to put up with being the class dunce for a while. The transition period. Here he is, it's a little fuzzy, but here he is as an avatar. He's teased and called both a baby and a moron while he's trying to learn Na'vi ways. But he not only has to learn everything from scratch, he also has to unlearn everything he already knows. There's a telling moment when the elder female leader of the Na'vi expresses some skepticism about changing the sky people's thinking, asking, quote, she asks, how can we fill a thing that is already filled up, unquote. In other words, she's asking, how can we teach the sky people, the white people, or the imperialists, about ourselves or about our world when they think they already know all there is to be known about us?